Welcome to my channel. So being the month of July, I thought it would be good to start a series. So for this month, we're going to be working through a series of journaling, and this week's topic of journaling is going to be journaling your strengths and your weaknesses. I chose to start doing this series because I found that journaling is such an important part of helping your self-growth. What better way to monitor your self-growth than journaling it, than writing it down and being able to go and look back at your progress during however long you have been keeping a journal. In my previous video, I spoke about motivation and how to become motivated, and I used journaling as an example of how you can increase your self-motivation. During this 3 to 4 week series, I am going to be giving you tips on how to use journaling to motivate yourself to grow in your self-worth, to basically love yourself more, and then also to reflect on your strengths and weaknesses. Today, my father and I went to the shops to just go and get some stuff because I'm starting school on Monday, and I am pretty stressed and a bit worried because I know this virus is still going on. We are still under lockdown, or our country is. I'm not sure about any of the other countries, but like the numbers are just rising, so I'm feeling a bit stressed and worried. But I'm here to tell you today, and to tell myself as well, that we mustn't stress and worry, because everything happens for a reason and we will be safe. The Lord will look after us. And today I went and bought this really amazing study Bible. It looks like this. It's got 2 little bookmarks. It's pretty thick. It's the She Reads the Truth Bible. It's a normal Christian Standard Bible and it's really amazing. So let's take a look at it. Okay, this is what the cover of the Bible looks like. It says She Reads the Truth. It's like a little flap. I like to keep it on because I think the grey just looks so nice with the white. So it's the She Reads the Truth Bible. On the side, if you take that down, you can also see it stands there. And it's got like a little bit of engraving that says She Reads Truth. Okay. So as you can see, this is really great for like Bible journaling, and this is why I wanted to get this one, because it has all the readings, everything, and then on the side it has so much space to do journaling, which is really amazing. As you can see, here's another quote. Like before each book there's a quote. So I've really been looking for a great study Bible for such a long time. So when I saw this at our local Kum bookstore, I was like, I have to get this Bible. It is amazing. It's got everything I'm wanting. It's got enough space for journaling. And what better way to grow in your relationship with the Lord than journaling and having the right material to do that? So I would really recommend getting one of these. So the actual reason for this video is journaling your strengths and weaknesses. Okay, so identifying your strengths and weaknesses aren't always easy. I mean, sometimes I feel that I am really good at something and then suddenly it becomes one of my weaknesses. Being able to identify the difference between your strengths and weaknesses, or just things that are like hobbies, is really important for self-growth. So without further ado, let's get right into this first episode. I've got this journal. I actually got it today as well from C&A. Really good price. It's got an area for the date at the top. It's lined. It's got a bookmark, which is also really great. These two will be coming together. I do have a separate Bible study notebook, but this one I'm going to be using for more like journaling my self-growth and overall improvement. First, what you're going to start with is obviously get a nice journal, something that you like, something that you're going to want to use every day, and something that is small enough to carry around with you all the time. You're not going to want to buy a big A4 book because you're not going to be able to carry it around with you all the time. It's going to be bulky and you're just going to neglect it and end up not using it. Also, get a nice pen. I use these Pilot fine pens. They're really nice because they've got a really fine tip and they just write so nicely. They just basically glide over the page, which is really amazing. So get a nice pen, get a nice journal, and get some nice highlighters so that you can highlight important things, so that when you page back in your journal you're able to identify the things easily. Also, get some sticky notes. These are my go-to. These ones are purple or lilac, actually my favorite color, that's why I got them. And I've decided that I'm just going to use purple, so like pens when I write in color, purple pen, purple highlighters, just keeping everything simple and soft on the eye and something pleasing to look at. So whatever is aesthetic to you, just stick to that. So let's get to the actual journaling part. What is journaling? Journaling can be like writing a diary entry, basically. Journaling for yourself and Bible journaling is very much similar, but you can decide how you want to do it. Personalize it that it works for you and make it fun, be creative, and just make it something that's pleasing and that you want to look at. Now, when I say weaknesses, it's not things that hold you back or drag you down. It's stuff that you find that you can improve on. So, example, one of my weaknesses, not being able to wake up early in the morning. I am definitely in between. I'm not a night owl and I'm definitely not an early morning person. I can't wake up at like 4 in the morning to study for an exam. So if you see that as one of your weaknesses and you want to improve on that, write it down and then set yourself a plan of how you're going to achieve it. When you journal about your weaknesses, write down the date. If you start the day and you don't know what you're going to be journaling about, just write, and then when you're done, you have left open a space for the title and then enter that as well. When journaling about your weaknesses, don't think of it as something that you're so terrible at and stuff that makes you feel really bad about yourself, because weaknesses are stuff that create opportunity. They shouldn't be stuff that hold you back from doing certain things. Tell yourself how you are going to improve on those weaknesses. I would like to improve this by setting an alarm for at least half an hour earlier each morning. That way I can get used to waking up a half an hour earlier each day, and then in a month or so I can set it for an hour earlier and then go on from there. Remember, creating a new habit isn't just created overnight. It takes at least 60 times of repetition of that thing that you would like to create into a habit to make it something that your brain is wired to know, okay, I need to do this because this is a habit. So if you're going to continue waking up earlier and earlier for the next 2 months and you're going to stay consistent, that weakness or something that's holding you back will then become a habit and something that comes naturally. So try that and practice it, because practice makes perfect, and that way you're able to take your weaknesses or your things that you struggle with and make it into something that helps you thrive and later on turns into a strength. Remember, we all have weaknesses. Although some people might come across as if they only have strengths, they only have talents, trust me, they also have weaknesses. And I think once we are able to realize that, and that whole thing about facades and that everything that is out there is not true, aren't we just gonna live such a happier life? Like overall, we are going to be happier and more comfortable in our own skin. Remember, when journaling about strengths, you can brag about yourself as much as you like, because it's about you and no one else is supposed to read your journal, because it's your personal possession. Keep it in a place where nobody is able to get hold of it. Write down all your thoughts that maybe give you worries or anxiety or things that makes you joyful and excited and happy. Write down everything and just see how you grow and how your personality develops. When journaling about strengths, don't be scared to write down things that makes you you. Remember, your journal is basically like your best friend. You can write anything you want to. You can do anything that you want in a journal because it is your personal space to develop yourself and to grow. Write down all your progress or where you have come till now, and then in a few months in the future write about that again and turn back to those pages from before and look at how you have grown, how you have developed that skill and that talent and that strength that you have. There's no right or wrong way of journaling. I mean, you just need a book and a pen and a nice place to sit, and you just write. Whatever comes to mind, write it, and you'll see you'll already start feeling so much better. So I think that concludes this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and that you were able to get some tips on how to journal about your strengths and weaknesses. Remember, you want to journal in order to take those weaknesses and convert them into strengths. So don't be afraid that you are writing down weaknesses, because everyone has weaknesses, it's normal. But as soon as you're able to identify that, you are taking the first step to bettering yourself and your life. Remember to subscribe and like and leave a comment down below what you thought of this video. Part 2 will be coming next week, also on journaling. This series is so exciting because I love journaling and I just want to share my love for it with other people as well. So that's it for me for today. Bye!